Team FD and welcome back to Hot Takes. It's a high energy short shoot that we've crammed into our schedule for your viewing pleasure. You send us your football opinions that are more often than not terrible and we reply in a nonchalant, don't really care type fashion.
Yeah, smug really.
Smug.
Pure smug. Let's go. At TommyKid246 has our first tweet. He says Rashford is as good a talent as Sane. He would be just as big a superstar if he played under a manager that knew how to attack. I think he's insane. Seriously though, you're a f***ing idiot. Rashford's terrible. He's not terrible actually, he's fine, but he's not even the best young wide attacker at Man United. Like, Sane, I think, whether Sane is as productive as Raheem Sterling or whatever, I find it very hard to think of young attackers who are as talented as him. And he said talented here. Not with great output, but talented.
I mean, Sane is by far the better creator. That is what he does, double digits for goals and assists last season, one of only 5 players to do across Europe's top 5. Rashford still finding his best position somewhat, isn't he? Is he better through the centre? Is he better as a number 9? Or can he play that wide left/right position that is often occupied and occupied better, more effectively by Martial? That's the left, at least. On the right are his assists, his key passes, good enough to sustain a career, an elite career, in a wide position where you're predominantly there to facilitate numbers for Romelu Lukaku. I actually think his future does lie through the middle.
Yes.
I think we should judge him and Sane by different standards because they will become different players. But yeah, I agree, in Sane.
Dave Woodside has our next tweet. He says,
Dave.
At Zach Djellab was man of the match for FDFC versus AFTV. I didn't watch this game. I'm not interested in watching you chase people around the midfield.
Thank you
like
for your support, Patrick Van Straat. Yes, the fat baby did return to the centre of midfield. Xherdan Shaqiri, eat your heart out because I'm the stumpiest man on any given football pitch. Zach Djellab, my big Algerian, very good on the day, next to a very composed, ball-playing centre-half in Walmo. His name's spelt Walmo though. Confusing. Put in a few crunching tackles. He was really up for it. You know, he's got the joie de vivre, hasn't he, Zach? Everything that he does, he's up for.
He ran up to celebrate a goal though, and on the way back, you could see he regretted it.
Yeah.
Because he was just like puffing. But he's good in 2 positions, isn't he? Keeper. And technically centre-back.
Goalkeeper come centre-back. Yeah, I mean, he scored with his schnoz.
Oh, and it's got in! It's got in! Did it hit his thigh? Did it hit his penis? We're not sure.
As well, so...
Nice. Yeah, so is that an agree? Or
he was definitely up there. I think that Sam Obaseki had a very good game as well in the centre of midfield, making up for my severe lack of legs. Jealousy's a disease. And Luke Nichols.
It's not a disease. If you've got jealousy, don't go to your doctor. NHS overtaxed as it is. At Isaiah Harris 10 says, Mo Salah is now an overrated player after his remarkable performances last season. He can't do the same again. Everything I've seen about Mo Salah is about how he's underperforming this season, whereas actually I wrote a script the other day where I pointed out that his shot numbers are better, his key passes numbers are better, he's creating better quality chances too, and this is despite the fact that defenders are really ganging up on him this season. I think actually he's still quite good at football, and I'm not sure that you can say he was underrated, now he's overrated. I don't think it should really flip-flop that quickly.
Yeah, let's check the logic, let's check the rationale. Who makes that sort of decision? Who comes to form that opinion and is ever really justified in doing so? Big Phil. Big on the fence, Phil. Anyway, moving on. He had a great season at Roma before that. He had a very productive season at Fiorentina before that, which got him the move to Roma. He's been getting exponentially better. Yes, he had a brilliant season that's going to be hard to create, but why are we using that as a stick to beat him with? Pato?
I think the measure this season has to be not just to look at his goals, but look at his goals plus assists. And yeah, they might not be as crazy as they were, but if Liverpool go into overdrive in the second half of the season, which is actually what happened last year, then we could easily see him hit extremely good numbers, not just respectable numbers, but best in the league type numbers for the combination of goals and assists. And I don't know, like teams are having to key on him, which gives more space for Firmino and Mane. So regardless of whether he's scoring as much, he's still contributing an awful lot to that attack.
People were panicking after 8 games and he scored 1 fewer goal than he had done in the previous campaign. Like you said, waited until the tail end to really deliver on those numbers. And I think he's having 4 shots per game still. 3 are inside the box. You keep having 3 shots inside the box per game, you're gonna bang. What's Egyptian for bang?
انفجار.
Ajit Mato has the next one. He says, without Manchester United, FD would not exist. Why don't we take that one step further? Without football, FD would not exist. Without sports, without carbon-based life, we would not exist. Well done,
Molecules.
Ajit. You're smart. Get out of our mentions. Get out of Kieran's mentions. What are you doing sending Kieran this nonsense? All he's trying to do is slide into hot Desi girls' DMs all over Twitter, and you're here saying, without Manchester United, FD would not exist. Of course we cover Manchester United. They're the biggest team in the world. They do come up a bit, and they're a state this season. If they had a normal season where they were just decent and they finished in a position that reflected how decent they were, we wouldn't cover them. But actually, they're They overperformed last season, and they're appropriately underperforming this season because they're still garbage.
And you click the titles all the time.
Yeah, exactly, you little
Listen,
bitch.
when we're chasing views, guess who we call upon? Jose. We send up the Jose signal, and bang. They narrowly beat Bournemouth 2-1. Kel Surprise, we're talking about Manchester United. It's like catnip for you guys, all right? So really, we're blaming our audience.
Hypocrite.
We're moving the blame over to you guys.
It's all
you
your
can't
fault.
get enough, can you? Yeah.
You know what? And if you're angry about this, unsubscribe from Chris Hamill's personal channel.
All 3,500 of you.
Do that.
Leave en masse.
That'll show us.
Next hot take comes from Alex Tate. It's a hot take, and he said Eddie Howe is a better manager than Poch.
Strong opinion. I respect your balls in putting this forward, but it's bollocks, you're wrong. I mean, Pochettino was much better than this at Espanyol, he was better than this at Southampton, and now he's excellent at Spurs. Eddie Howe has had essentially 1 good season as Bournemouth manager at the top level, which is this season, and we're not even a third of the way through it. Every previous season they've been lucky not to go down. They've had the worst defence in the league. This is the first year they've managed to work out a system that vaguely works. And like I say, it's not proven yet. It's only a small fraction of the year. So I mean, if by the end of the season they finish like 8th or something, then we can talk about Eddie Howe being good. But until then, what you've got is a guy who's managed to find a way to turbocharge his attack and has worked out what is for the moment a functional defensive system. But I don't think that we should go from that to saying he's better than one of the best managers in the world. Like, I mean, the one criticism people have for Pochettino is he hasn't won a trophy. How many trophies does Eddie Howe have? I would be fascinated to know.
Well, what I would say, just to add, a cherry on the top of Patrick's answer, is that Eddie Howe's Bournemouth aren't as good as Pochettino's Southampton. And his highest finish with Southampton, I believe, was 8th. So, if Eddie Howe can take Bournemouth to those sort of heady heights, then maybe it is time for the Englishman to move on. But for now, this attack that he's put together at the start of the season seemingly not sustainable. You've got Josh King running hot. You've got Callum Wilson running hot too. Both of them have been benefiting from Bournemouth's really unusual amount of penalties at the start of this campaign. I think they've had as many penalties at the start of this season than they did in their previous 50 games. Luck is going to catch up with them. Lady Luck is on Eddie Howe's side at this moment. She's got him there in his little palm, stroking his little baby face.
Little weird.
He's the English Nagelsmann, isn't he?
No, he looks like Ronald
Smooth.
Koeman.
He's just got a smooth face.
He looks like fetus Koeman.
Tiny eyes as well, actually. Tiny eyes.
He has got tiny eyes. That's a great point. Like you when you take your glasses off.
Yeah.
Your eyes are like deceptively small.
Oh. Last one then, and probably spiciest of all, is from Niall Tiberius Hanna. He said, Van Straan and Hamill have the most pent-up sexual frustration towards each other ever seen on any visual medium. Not just on Football Daily, any visual medium.
Okay, I have issues with this. Firstly, any visual medium, big claim. Secondly, not just on visual media, also on a podcast now, so make sure you check that out after the show. Plugs. And moving on from that, I mean, is it pent up? How would you know? You don't know my life. You don't know what happens behind the scenes. You don't know what sort of perks I get at Football Daily.
I don't know.
Joe and Jackson have fallen out of love, haven't they? So we've taken over.
I think we also need a date night or something along those lines.
We've been trying to organise one.
What the
That's my alarm.
Even the phone's booting off.
To go to the gym.
I mean, how do you think Star
Together.
Wars was conceived? It was literally conceived. The idea for the third round came after I.
Don't say came.
After I.
So that's all we've got time for on Hot Takes this week. If you enjoyed this show, then check out the comment show, which has a very similar editing style, which is in order to make up for its lack of good content. What should they do if they, got to the end of this and wanted more for some reason?
I mean, I was going to plug the comment show.
Oh, well.
Just go and watch the comment show.
Comment show.
So.
And the podcast.
Download that poddy. 2 peas in a pod.